Okay, namaste, welcome to the Kingdom of the Rose love stream. So, the mic should be working beautifully and nicely, and everything should be fine. We are streaming live, love streaming live, and today we wanted to come on and share a little bit about, I'm just checking that the stream is working. I think it should be good. I'm going to share a little bit about the practices that we have been doing in our tiny home on wheels. Wherever we are being. So I'm just going to check the stream and I'm going to hand it over to my beloved
Yes,
to share a
hello
little bit
everyone.
while I check that this is working.
Okay, and welcome to this beautiful podcast. How do you call it?
Lovecast?
Lovecast.
Come on.
And we have the Kingdom of the Rose.
Okay,
It's working.
it's working.
And this name came from God, from the source. When we started doing the soul gazing, that is the eye gazing, we call soul gazing. It was the first time when we start doing, I just received this name, Kingdom of the Rose. And from there, we just call this practice Kingdom of the Rose that we're going to share with all of you, beautiful beings. And yeah, today we had as well, in the morning, we had a practice and was amazing. And just to share that at the beginning, the picture as well that Martin posted is it's like the way I've seen. He tried there to do his best with the picture with what he had. It's the way I've seen us when we started doing. We were just facing each other, yeah, on my vision and in my vision, and then I saw the energy from the rose under us, like going from inside out, like very colorful and very tiny lights, like the color of the rainbow, and it was so beautiful to see this image with us sitting there, and the rose was like going around. How to say around? It's turning very slowly, and
it was planted in the earth.
planted in the earth, Mother Earth.
I did this very quickly before this. This took about like 5 minutes before this live.
Yes. And yeah, the energy coming from Mother Earth to that rose, and then we were connected with Father Sky, and then I felt that the breath of the Father Sky was the masculine side coming in us, going through us to Mother Earth, and the Mother Earth is the feminine side. And then when we come together to do this, the soul gazing, is like we connect with our higher selves, with our chakras, and breath just to be in our body and to be with ourselves. This is the thing. I connect with myself, with my higher self, and see what I need in that time, in that day. And then he does the same. He connects. We have like a meditation before start, like this, to ground ourselves and feeling connected, because we are already connected. Feeling connected with Mother Earth, Father Sky, our chakras, and our higher self, and God, and everything. And then from there, we just keep uh, the eye gazing to see what's going to come up. And every time it's a totally different experience that we have, and beautiful experiences, and experiences as well that we had to burn some old beliefs or old feelings. So it's like a gift from God that we are giving to ourselves. This is what I can say. And we're going to share this in calls and retreats, workshops with couples. So everyone can as well have this gift from God. And do you want to talk about a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I find it interesting that it was at least received the name Kingdom of the Rose, because a lot of the stuff around kingdom, I find like this is what's happening to us a lot now. A lot of the words and a lot of things that have been kind of pushed away, or like, oh, the kingdom is bad and the kings need to get rid and the queens need to come into power. I thought that was very interesting that she received Kingdom of the Rose. And kingdom is not about, man. Kingdom is your realm. The kingdom is the realm of your consciousness, the realm of your being, the realm of service to the beings within the realm of your kingdom. It's not about man or woman. It's not about the distorted versions of Charlie and all those other fake kings. It's the kingdom of consciousness. The kingdom of God is within you. And again, the kingdom of God has nothing to do with a man. It's nothing to do with, we are presenting masculine and feminine energies, but it's nothing to do with men and women. So I thought that was very interesting the first time when Elise came with that, with the Kingdom of the Rose. And yeah, so we've been practicing this for some time. We've been, I say, practicing it. We've been guided. We've been given it where
Yeah.
it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
And this morning we were. It's funny. We get up very early to do this because we are unschooling, homeschooling, world schooling, and so we get up at. I get up at 4:32 because I'm a little bit weird like that. Elise gets up at 5, but we get up early so that we have this time for ourselves as we're traveling around in our tiny home on wheels, and we have our beautiful star child around. So when he's sleeping, he doesn't always sleep to after that time, but we get up early, and there's some mornings you just notice that there's more friction, there's more resistance. And today, remember, like things was happening, like it was kind of. It's like the little ego trying to stop us from doing this, because every
Yeah.
time we do it, it's beautiful, and like something would happen, and like we're trying to keep quiet, and then something would fall down. Um, but yeah, it's beautiful today. So in perfect ways, the stream just stopped there for no reason, and we are resuming. So I'm going to throw it back over to you, and it's imperfect. It's just as I was talking about resistance and stuff like that. So it's saying that we're resuming. I'm just going to have to check here again that it is resuming, resumed. Let's see, and you can go. Yeah, we're go. We're
It's
still on.
working.
Okay. So we're on, and so I was just sharing about this morning and how beautiful it was that our Kingdom of the Rose practice, and I just, everything else disappeared, and all I could see was Elise's eye. I felt this energy flow through me, and then I was in the process of staying present, mind wanting to wander, stay present, random thought comes in, stay present, bringing myself back. A lot of times I've been having this real, I call karma burn, where a lot of stuff will come up and it's being like burned away from me. That wasn't happening today. It was just this constant be present with all of your being, every cell, every electron, be present with all of you, as all of you. And yeah, I felt very present, very clear. Sometimes we feel tired afterwards. Sometimes this can lead into like a physical love making practice. Sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes we fall asleep afterwards, and I don't. I like to stay awake. And today we did. I think we could have drifted back to sleep.
Yes.
And sometimes this practice can last like very short, and other times it can be long. Like I don't know, it could have went 2 hours sometimes. So
Yes.
it's, sometimes we've been sat, and
We
again,
don't
because we're
realize.
not
Yeah.
practicing, it's not something that we're doing, we're being guided, that that process happens very naturally and quickly. The 2 hours passed, like I'm sat cross-legged, and I know if I sat cross-legged for 2 hours, generally I'd have to move, and sometimes I could be sat in complete stillness and silence. Today we both had a little bit of distractions, but yeah, it's beautiful. It's
Yes.
powerful. It's powerful. I know this is something that we're
So
going to
powerful.
be sharing with couples and sharing with singles, should we say,
Yeah.
as well. We're going to be sharing this with people, and it's a very powerful practice that we have. Again, practice is not, it's something that you can't teach, but it's something that we can share and guide
Yeah.
others to
To
be able to
experience.
experience on their
Yeah.
own and let themselves be guided by their higher self, rather than for like practicing a sacred sexuality practice, following a tantric practice. Because whenever you're in a practice or you're doing a process, you're in your mind, and this is completely about being in the heart and being completely present, and not thinking about this thing that I need to do for my partner. this thing that we need to do that's right or wrong or works, our son may pop in here at any stage too. So that's that's always a possibility. I don't know what that sound was.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's very powerful practice, and it's about being fully present, fully clear, fully here with the heart, not a mind practice, not I do this, she does this, he takes command, she surrenders. The masculine has a certain role and the feminine has a certain role. Yes, there's masculine and feminine roles, and yes, we are embodying masculine and feminine energy, but it's not stuck in some sort of paradigm where she needs to do something, I need to do something, there's a certain need or there's a certain role. We are guided intuitively in the moment, and those roles is fluid actually. Sometimes Elise will guide the meditation.
Yeah.
She takes the lead, she takes command. Today I took the lead, I took the command, to leading, the masculine leading and the feminine surrendering. But it's not this hard and fast that that's what happens all of the time.
Yeah.
It's a flow. It's guided, it's intuitive, it's, I suppose you could say, channeled, but there's nothing, there's no one else involved. It's our souls coming together, looking into the depths of our souls and seeing what has appeared, and knowing that we are going to be guided moment to moment without needing to do anything.
Yeah. Must be
He must
awesome.
be at the
And we just do this, um, how like Martin said at the beginning, we do this guidance, like a guidance for us to be with us in our body,
mm.
and as well ground ourselves and feeling connected to, Mother Earth and Father Sky and our chakras. And then from there, you feel connected with your higher self. And
So
then just let go of everything and just feel it, what is coming. Even if you feel disconnected, what I do is breath, the Ujjayi breath. I do Ujjayi breath when I feel like I'm not feeling connected. Yeah. I do this breath and then I start like feeling more connected with my body, with myself, with my higher self. And then from there, I'm like relaxed and able to be there in the eye gazing and receiving what I have to receive that day.
we got knocked off on this stream. If you're watching live on the stream, can you just put in a comment, just letting us know where you are, where you're watching? If you're watching in the future, let us know you're a time traveler. But just drop in the comments just to know that we are live, because I've just checked on Funbook and it is not
Let me
showing
to
there.
check.
Um, and we're carrying on regardless, because this is consciousness, but maybe you can check there.
Yeah.
But if you're watching live, please drop us a comment, just to let us know that this is working, because it's
Yes,
not showing.
it's
Is that showing
working.
on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, drop us a little comment to say that you can see this, because it's not showing on mine. So if I go on there myself, but that's for it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
working there. Okay. So yeah, this is something that we are really inspired to share with others. Let's put the silent thing. We're really inspired to share with others, to share with singles and couples. Doesn't necessarily have to be couples. You could do this in the mirror. There's
Yeah.
something that we could.
And it's
It's
very
very
powerful.
powerful when we do it with a partner, but it's also, this can be for sacred. It was something came in the wall. That's what it was. Something came on the. We went for a hike today. We did a 2 hour hike this morning, family hike, and it was for sovereign singles and sacred couples. Yeah, sovereign
Yeah.
singles. So those who are sovereign, those who are ready to take full responsibility for their own experience. Because when we do this, again, this is sacred self-sexuality is the name that we've been given. Well, I'm not doing something to please her. She's not doing something to please me. We're not fulfilling needs. Most relationships and most practices are need fulfillment, are she needs to give me something, I need to give her something, she needs to do something for me, I need to do something for her, I need to be a certain way as the man, she needs to be a certain way as the woman, and all of those things are being dissolved, disappeared, uncreated, and it's in the moment 747, that we are being guided in the moment. And again, that role can evolve and can shift and can change, and maybe Elise will guide it, and she'll take the lead at the beginning, and then maybe afterwards, maybe I'll take the lead. But beforehand, it's not set, it's not fixed, it's not like it has to be a certain way. And life is like that. If we're fixed, so in polarity work, it is important in a relationship that there are poles, for there to be attraction, for there to be, this coming together, this masculine and feminine. It is important that there is polarity, but it can shift, that the polarity goes from one to the other. What happens is, if one or the other stays fixed in their polarity, that they are not natural, like a naturally feminine woman being stuck in her masculine for more time because of external factors, because of not feeling safe, because of ways of being, then the polarity is lost from the relationship. Or a masculine dominant male who is more dominant for a long period of time in their feminine energy, and we've both experienced this.
Yeah.
That's where the polarity falls out of the relationship, and the attraction falls out of the relationship, and it's just the natural poles of the relationship. So if a woman, just say it easier, a woman that is more in her masculine energy, there can be various permutations of this, but just say a woman that's more in her masculine energy, or a woman that's more in their feminine energy, when they come together in this union practice, then there will be less attraction. But those roles can flip temporarily, and it works like a dance. It's just when it's long term. If you could say, let's say there was a masculine that has a more, or a man that has a more dominant feminine natural energy, their normal natural tendency is more, and a woman that has a more masculine energy as their natural there will be the attraction, there will be the pull, there will be that. But if your natural tendency as a man is to be more masculine, and your natural tendency as a woman is to be more in your feminine, that is your natural tendency. For the attraction, there will need to be the opposite pole for this creation. It's like a magnet, it's like the north and south pole. And it's not fixed. It's not fixed where it has to be one or the other. And this dance it's powerful. This higher self guided dance of the masculine and feminine energies coming together in a spontaneous connection of the soul. And this soul gazing is something that we are being guided through. We're not doing it.
Yeah. And I feel that the energy that we hold within us, like for me before was more unknown, the masculine side. And then with the soul gazes and some more other inner works, I started realizing where it was, like where I am acting on my masculine side. And in one of my meetings with other women was so powerful because um, my mentor was leading this workshop, and there I realized that I was holding the masculine side in a way that I I can explain like this. I let Martin um, take care of the things that I needed to do. That was more the masculine side, but in that moment I couldn't do it. But in the way my energy was on those days, it's like this energy led him to prepare everything for me and to make it happen. This is how I can say when I
Mm.
had the event, yeah, in London, because it was so powerful to hear that in that moment when she started talking about the masculine side. Because for me, I let somewhere uh, behind because I didn't want to touch. But when she was talking, like I even released some tears because I was, wow, I didn't realize that I was holding the masculine energy and like we are together, and then it was like a mirror. He was mirroring that beautiful manifestation creation for the things to happen for me to do what I wanted to do in that time. So it was really like a wow time, a hard time for me to see. And then I felt so good because I always felt I was more in my feminine side. And in one point I could see that in this way as well, I could express my masculine side through him. That as well he's expressing his feminine side through me. So it's like each one of us gives support to each other like a
Mm.
dance. It doesn't mean that I will do physically act like in my masculine side sometimes. Sometimes, of course, it's gonna happen. Sometimes we are not even aware, and it's happening. And nowadays, it's so many things change it, and we are acting and doing. But we sometimes think we are too much in one side or too much in another side because we are observing ourselves or watching on the media or what else, and then we take old beliefs together and mix everything inside of our minds. And for me, it's not like this. This is what I've been realizing, that I'm expressing the masculine side through him and vice versa. And sometimes it's balanced. It's really like a dance, 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 and then it's a beautiful dance that we do in this reality. This is how I felt.
And this is like, again, this is kind of going counter to a lot of the teachings that the man needs to do this, this, and this to be masculine, and the woman needs to do this, this, and this to be more feminine, so that they can come together. And she's more feminine, so I can be more masculine. I'm more masculine, so she can be more feminine. No, we're completely flipping that and really seeing that when Elise really got in touch with her masculine side, I became more masculine.
Yeah,
I was able to embody more of my masculine unaware. Not it was like, it wasn't like, oh, do this, do that. No, it happened
yeah,
spontaneously when she embodied more of her masculine energy. I was able to embody more of my masculine energy. And then the at the same time, because I was able to embody more of my masculine because she'd embodied it,
yeah,
she also embodied more of her feminine, which led to, again, to the dance.
yeah,
But so much of the teaching, so much of the ideas is they need to do something. They need to change. They need to be more this, 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 man or
yeah.
woman, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter.
Maybe it works just for a while because no one
It's
can
temporary.
be in a
Yeah,
situation where people has to do things for
yeah,
each other. We do with love. We do with our heart because we like doing things you know for each other. But it's not nothing like we have to. When we hear this word, we feel like it's pushing away,
yeah,
like when people say man has to do this
whatever.
for women. No, it's we allowing ourselves to hold our masculine and feminine side, and this energy will be so natural in each other that will come forth, will come through each one of us.
Yeah. This is probably going to be a little bit controversial, but I don't care. And it's because, in general, in spiritual circles, the feminine energy has been way ahead, way in advance. So there is a lot of conversations, posts online, videos, and things about men and the masculine needing to do this, this, and this. Men and the masculine having to step up to the plate, and I've been part of it as well. I know I've even shared it myself and sharing it about myself, and the more practice I do this, the more non-practice, the more recognition of this, what we are being given is seeing is like, no, it's always ourself, and no one can give to us what we've never given to ourselves. So a feminine dominated woman, a more feminine woman that wants a masculine man that still rejects, judges, and talks about the patriarchy all the time and feels like they've been wronged, which in physical terms absolutely is true. But if you hold that, You can never embrace, no man or no masculine energy can actually be that masculine for you because you're rejecting it within yourself and you're wronging it and saying it's behind and it's like it's all of the words as you toxic masculinity, and this is absolutely the same on the flip side as well. If men
Mm.
are saying women are not this or not that, it's exactly the same, but just in spiritual circles it's more pronounced because the feminine energy is naturally more intuitive, naturally more in touch with their spirit, and natural, like women's groups and generally spiritual groups is vast majority women. So there is this tendency, masculine patriarchy, men, they need to do this, they need to do that, from people, women who haven't embraced, embodied, forgive, and really come in touch with the masculine inside themselves. So then they're constantly looking for this perfect masculine out there who they have rejected within themselves, who they can never bring it to themselves. And again, exactly the same for men. If we have unrealistic expectations of spiritual women, unrealistic expectations of what a woman is, what they need to do, what their role is, how they need to show up in the world. We reject the feminine within ourselves. We want our woman to open to us sexually, emotionally, physically, but we're not open to the feminine within ourselves. We're not open to embrace the wildness of the feminine that doesn't do what it says because it does what it feels, and what it feels can change second to second, and that's the magic of the feminine. And it's the when the masculine cannot get that at all. It's so the logician, as you're mentioning, like the logic of the masculine can't get that a feminine being will say something 1 second and it does mean it in that moment, but that can change instantaneously because they're so in touch with the flow of feeling. So they can say something one moment and the feeling will change the exact next moment, and they can say something the opposite. And that's not that they're lying, or it's not that they're like not logical. It's that they're coming from feeling,
Yeah.
and feelings are fluid, and logic is right, wrong, black, white, no gray area. So if we as men, as masculine energies, again, just making it easier. There's all shades of grey. Just making it easier to just share. Because if I have to say masculine dominant masculine energy male, is too long. So I'm just saying men for ease of conversation. Um, if we are not as men, as masculine energies, not in touch with that and not embracing that within ourselves, no woman or no feminine energy can ever, they can't meet us. We can't meet them, and we can't. We'll always see the feminine as that. Whatever we can't experience from another, what we haven't embodied and expressed in ourselves. So there'll always be the stories about the masculine and feminine being this and that, and that's been our experience. That's what we're seeing, feeling, experiencing. It's
Yeah.
not learned thing. It's experience. It's embodied experience that we're getting.
And everything, it's a mirror.
Yeah.
Everything that is happening um, in the world, it's your mirror, because the perspective is different from everyone, and we choose which reality we want to be, and then it's going to be that one that we want to experience in that time. So, and this is what I've been feeling as well. Everything that is happening in my world, it's me that wants to experience. And everything that happened, or I listen, or even if I'm on that moment not giving attention and I see somewhere, it's because I am creating that time to see. I want to be in that time to see something there, even if say no, I don't want to listen about this. It's, I don't know, something inside of me that it's showing me that
Hmm.
it's my reflection.
I'd like to share a little bit deeper about this. We want to keep it under 30 minutes or so, but we're on 22 now. And the stream got cut, so I don't know how long this will be. But just what Elise was sharing now, the understanding this is becoming deeper and deeper now. I saw a woman put a post on Instagram a couple of days ago saying, everyone is not your mirror. And it's like, you hear this a lot. we are one, and then on the next breath, but I don't like Bill Gates and blah blah blah. This stream will probably go off after this, you know. And I am part of the way I see it. I do point out in the world things that are, maybe controversial, maybe not so obvious, but I don't give energy to. I don't give my continuous focus and energy on it. And so this woman's post was saying, not everything is your mirror, and this is like spiritual bypassing, and you have to take responsibility, and the things in the world that are really horrible are not a mirror to you. So the understanding of this is like there's a nuance to this. Everything is your mirror, but someone can say like, I would never murder people. I would never do be part of this war machine. I'd never be part of all this poisoning. But what it is, it's a mirror of what not what we do. It's a mirror of what we believe the world is.
Yes.
So if I believe I'm a beautiful person, starseed light worker, rainbow fairy dust being, but I live in a world where there's a possibility of child abuse, of war, of trauma, that is absolutely what the world is going to be for me. The world is not what we think it is, the world is what we are. And if we assume that we're good in a bad world, we're going to live in a bad world and have temporary good experiences. If we know that everything is a mirror, not exactly of what we have done, for every cause there is an effect, for every effect there is a cause, but it's not that, that's why we are all one, and that everything is a mirror is a challenge for people, because they say, I would never hurt people. Although if you look back in every lifetime, anyone that's on a positive path now, you will have an experience of the other side. But the deeper nuance of this is that it's not just what you do now in this life, or in the last 5 minutes, or the last 10 years. It's what you assume to be true about your reality is what is true. And so when I just feel called to share all of this beautiful stuff, and share the crazy stuff about food, share the crazy stuff about the sick care system, share the crazy stuff about pedophiles, share the stuff about the politics and their black magic. I do feel called to share that. But to be totally real, if because I'm sharing that, I am sharing that, and that reality is that for me because I assume that to be true. I am what I assume myself to be, and the world is what I assume it to be. So I'm this um, conscious being, conscious being living in a world where there's unconscious beings, and the world will reflect that. That's how it is. It's not like everything that you do is what the world is. Everything you do will energetically will always come back to you in some form in this lifetime or another lifetime, and there is no past and future. It's all one breath of God in and out, and it is what we are being. What we are being is what we are see. So if I am being the one who sees the world where all of those things that I point out, along with the beautiful things, that's what the world will reflect to me, because I assume that to be true. If I was in a conscious space, and I was aware enough and conscious enough and present enough to assume that I live in a world of absolute utopia, and that I was able to completely, with all of my core and all of my being, know that that doesn't exist, those things that I point out along, the dark and the light, my reality would reflect that. But that is not what my life experience has showed, and I haven't got to the conscious place where I can, with all of my knowing and all of my being and all of my conscious, assume that world, that I live in an absolute utopia, that I live in a conscious place of love, because that's just not what has appeared as yet. When it does, you'll know. When you're complaining about it, you'll know it's not. So we're on 27 minutes. Will we leave it there? Anything
We
else you
can
want to share?
ask a question to the beautiful beings
Yes.
that will
Put in a
come.
comment if you're joining live
If you
here.
want to ask a question, or we can ask you if you have you ever tried soul gazing or eye gazing, we call soul
Mm-hmm.
gazing, and what is the experience that you had, and
Mm,
Yeah, any question that you have as well?
sure.
Because we're going to be sharing this beautiful guidance experience.
It's hard to
Soon with,
describe, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Guiding people to be guided.
yes.
Guiding people to be guided by themselves.
Soon we are just
Yeah.
setting up everything because we have other things going on as well. And as soon as we can, we're going to set up workshops, retreats, and yeah, online calls. So let's see.
Yeah, so if you are single and you want to fall so deeply in love with yourself that everyone else's love is a bonus, or if you're in a relationship and it has stalled and stagnant and you want a reconnection, or if you are, you have been on these practices, but the practices, they become a practice, they become a chore, a something that you have to do, or something you have to remember. You've been given some sort of list of things to do as a man or a woman, and it's not fulfilling, it's not connecting, you're not feeling the intimacy, the intimacy. Contact us, reach out. You can DM myself or Elise on Instagram, Facebook, or you can drop a comment on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can hit the little like button and hit subscribe. So we will be sharing more of these videos. I think we're going to be focusing much more on YouTube because that's just the way it is. You can go to heartleader.love if you're interested in working with us individually as men, women, and as in groups. We will be continuing this work, carrying on together, and this kingdom of the rose, I feel like is going to be something that we are going to be sharing with people who want to develop this intimacy with self, the sacred self. Sexuality doesn't need another, and for couples that want to go deeper into the recognition of their self through the eyes of another, through the eyes of the lover, through the eyes of the one self. Good?
Good.
Heartleader.love. Send us a message. Drop a comment below if you're watching live. And go to heartleader.love. And until next time, from our heart to yours, the divine in us sees, loves, and honors the divine in you.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Namaste.
We are. Ciao. Ate logo.